ज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथमहितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। प्रभु quoted Satam prasangan mamavidya samvido bhavanti karna rasayana kataha. It is that association is two-way. That one gives association. When he gives association also he benefits. The Bhagavatam says there are three people who benefit. The speaker, the person who questions, and the public. All three are benefit. So, like I said, by giving association, by taking association, we are also benefiting. So thank you for benefiting me, giving me an opportunity to speak to you about Krishna. Otherwise, maybe we are discussing and managing things in the organization and having other types of things. But to directly be able to speak about Krishna and be forced to think about him. If you have to speak, you have to think about him. Isn't it? You can't just think about something else and speak something. Like we do chanting sometimes, we mechanically chant. But you have to focus, you're forced to focus. In this way, we are all engaged by Bhakti Swami Prabhupada's mercy in spreading Krishna consciousness, in accepting Krishna consciousness, in hearing, in performing, and all that. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, sometimes people think that, oh, I cannot preach. I'm not very learned. I don't know shlokas. I don't know this, I don't know that, and all that. We have a limiting consideration. We get limited by our own feeling and thoughts. Actually, Krishna consciousness is limitless. Especially when you simply be a person who transfers knowledge as it is. Do not try to add something to it. That limits Krishna consciousness. We are sharing Krishna consciousness. We are communicating Krishna consciousness. It is absolute truth. And we don't need to embellish it in any particular way. But there is great joy in even sharing Krishna consciousness. It's not that you have to be creative and produce something new and speculate on it. The very subject matter of Krishna. You will be disconnected if you don't do it properly from Krishna. The very subject of Krishna consciousness is about Krishna. It's about Krishna. So, The Chaitanya Charitamrita says that Veda Shastra kahe sambandha abhideya prayojana. Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, Prema, Tina Mahadana. You become rich when you communicate Krishna consciousness. You become rich when you receive Krishna consciousness. You become rich when you share Krishna consciousness. It's an amazing theory. And Prabhupada says in the purport, when you are not connected with Krishna, you will suffer poverty. Very nice phrase. When you're not connected with Krishna, the living being suffers poverty. Definition of what is rich and what is poverty is very different. These are instructions given by Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami is such a highly learned personality, a scholar, a very intelligent person, and a minister for the Nawab Hussain Shah, and his most trusted confidant, and what not, and a very humble, a good Brahmana, all good qualities. That is why, Sanatana Goswami was chosen by the Nawab. He and Rupa Goswami were told by the Nawab, there is a story about how they came to know, because they gave advice on something to do with the construction in the palace. The Nawab wanted something done, and the constructor there went around searching something, and he happened to meet these two people and said, this is the way to do it. If you do it like this, it will become exactly what your king wants. And when they did it, it became correct. And the king said, who told you this? He said, these two people are the people. Bring them here, he said. Bring them here, I want to see them. And when he met with them, I don't know the story fully, but he located them. He came to know from their intelligence. And then he called them in and he said that he came to know more about them. Then he said that you must become my minister. One should become my secretary, the other become my chief minister, like prime minister. And they said, they were a little reluctant, very well behaved, very learned and everything. He said, I'll not do anything to you. If you refuse, I'll harass the Hindus, all of you. I'll kill you. I'll uproot all your places and places of worship and everything. I'll harass you and you'll watch that and you'll suffer. He really blackmailed them. And then they were forced to say, okay, we will do that. But we will not be accepted anymore in the Brahmin community. And they said, we'll have to sacrifice that. So in this way, both of them became Prime Minister and Chief Secretary of the Nawab. And they got names Dabir Khas and Sakara Malik. Right? Dabir Khas is Sanatana Goswami, Sakara Malik is Rupa Goswami. That's what I remember. I hope I didn't get it wrong. Both of them got names, Muslim names. Some people say it's not Muslim, it's a title, Sakara Malik. Anyway, this is what happened to them. And they were serving. But they heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they both were devotees. If you go to Ramakeli, how many of you have gone to Ramakeli? Yeah, you have gone. It's a beautiful place. That's the place where they both built their house. And they were serving the Nawab. And they had Radha Kund, Sham Kund established there. They had beautiful Radha Krishna picture. Deities there. They had a temple. And they were completely devotees. By nature, they were devotees. And they were serving. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they tried to contact Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya made a plan to come to Ramakeli. Actually, he told them that I came to Ramakeli to see you only. He landed up in Ramakeli. And both of them will go to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's a very nice description in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That they both will fall down and take some piece of straw from the street and put in their mouth. And Dhante Nidhaya Tranakam. In that mouth, put this means it's a sign of great humility and a feeling that I'm very low. And they told certain things to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They said, Nicha Jati, I am from a very low birth, and Nicha Sangha, I've been cursed with very low association because I'm serving the Muslim, the eater of the cow. How horrible that I have to do this. And Kubishaya, I have no proper quality. They were really feeling the humility, although they were this thing. And then Gramya Vivahare Pandita Satyamani. But in the village they say that we are great Panditas and they think that we are great people. But I am very low class. And they were feelingly crying and surrendering to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That you have come to this place. There's a nice list of shlokas there that they chant. It was so moving. They said we are worms in stool. How is it possible that we, born in such families, would be serving Muslims? It is only because we are papishta. And they were, repenting and offering their obeisances. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that they both were actually wonderful devotees. So there he tells them, Aji hoye dunhara naam rupa sanatana. Dainya chhada tumi, tumare dainya fati morama. Very beautiful shloka. He says, please give up your humility. Your humility is breaking my heart. Lord Chaitanya is telling Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, you are so genuine and your humility, it breaks my heart. Fate moramana. Dainya chhada tumi. Give up this humility of yours. Aji hoki dunhara, he immediately initiates them. Both your names are Rupa and Sanatana. Not Tabir Ka Sakara Malik. From today onwards. Imagine instantly as he meets them, he says, he initiates them. We have a different process. You have to wait in the queue, you have to go through some test, and then you have to do all that in ISKCON. But they were so qualified that he instantly gave them their mercy and accepted them as his disciples. This Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami escaped. He said, okay, Tata, bye-bye, I got Lord Chaitanya's mercy, I'm already initiated. I am joining the Hare Krishna movement. He went off. He wanted to join. He just took all his wealth in a big boat and all that. You can see description in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He split it very nicely, 50% for this, 50% for that, 25% for this. He left some money for his brother, Sanatana Goswami, and he wrote him a cryptic note, and which was supposed to be delivered to him, and he left. And the Nawab Hussain Shah got very disturbed. How dare you leave and go? And then he went to Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami slowly started absenting himself from his service. And then he said, you better be careful, your brother is such an irresponsible fellow. He has left and he has gone without even telling me. And so you also then said, I'm not well. He gave sick leave. I'm not well. So he said, okay, waited for some days. And then he did not come. So he sent his ministers to his home and said, go and see what he is doing. I need these two people, brilliant people. I've been running my kingdom because of them. And I go and conquer in many places. I don't have to bother. Everything they look after. Extremely honest. Not one pie they'll take. They're in charge of the treasury, everything. So the Nawab was very thrilled with them. So he didn't want to lose them. So he said, go and see. And they went to the house and saw. He is reading Bhagavatam with so many Brahmanas and everybody together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, whole day reading Brahmana, Bhagavatam, doing Kirtan, everything. Then they came and told the Nawab, this is what he is doing. And why is he not coming for performing his duty? I thought he is not well. So he said, wow, arrest him. Take him, arrest him. And he sent his people and got Sanatana Goswami arrested, put in the jail. If you go to Ramkeli, you can see the jail. Looks a pretty good jail, specially meant to imprison Sanatana Goswami. And he was put in the jail. And Sanatana Goswami in the jail got a note, from Rupa Goswami delivered to him. They were very influential. Even in the Muslim government, they have Muslim friends who will do this for them. They are very good at politics, at diplomacy, and everything together. So, although the king arrested, they know how to move the machinery still. They have people, they have money, they know where to get what. So, Sanatana Goswami inside the jail is a very beautiful dialogue. He in the jail is not bothered actually. So there's some way of doing things. Krishna will help out. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will help out. I'm already surrendered. So he spoke to the warden of the jail, another mullah. He said, I'm suffering a lot. In the past, I've helped you so many times when I had power and position. They had some other thing. So, in your Quran it is mentioned. You can look at the diplomacy and the talk. This conversation shows this is not a devotee talking. This is a diplomat talking. He's telling the warden, in the Quran it is mentioned, if you help a person to be released from the prison, God will release you from bondage in this material world. Likha ki nahi? And he quotes that. He knows Persian, Quran, everything they know. And he quotes that to the warden. The warden gets a little this thing. And he says that, you must help me to go from here. He backs out, so what are you saying? What are you saying? So then he takes a bag full of gold coins and puts in front of him. Puts in front of him. It's bribing him. He just bribes him. Put in front of him and say, this is not only materially fruitful, it's also spiritually fruitful, religiously fruitful, because you'll get benefit for releasing me. Then he keeps quiet with a stern look. This fellow is doing this to me. He's tempting me. And then he says to him another quote from the Quran and tells him, if you release me, then you will get this type of benefit, and takes another gold coins, put another sack of it. One stage by stage, because he says this fellow is not taking the risk. There is a statement, I was fighting the court cases for ISKCON, it was Bangalore. That time I went to one big advocate, and he was telling me how the opposite party is actually financing and getting many things done. And then he told me a statement by Hugh Walpole, a great statesman. He said, every man has got his price. Full stop. So people will say, I don't take a bribe. He said, no, every man has got his price. It is just that it is not enough what you're offering. At some point, everybody will fall for a material offering, because in the world, everybody is here for gratification. It is just that they're clinging on to morality and everything. Sanatana Goswami knew this. This guy is a good Muslim, and he's religious, but at some point of time he will succumb. So he gave another. Then he told him, you know what? I'm actually going to Mecca. I'm going to pilgrimage. This is the best part of it. Sanatana Goswami told him, I'm going to Mecca. And you should help me to go on the Hajj pilgrim. It is your duty to never say no, because you'll be punished if you stop me from going. Put another gold coin back in front of him, bag. Then he said, no, I'm afraid. What will the Nawab do to me if he comes to know about it? He said, don't worry at all. I will arrange for you that nothing will happen to you. Just tell him I went to pass stool with my chains and everything together. It slipped and fell into the water in the Ganges and drowned. This is the best thing to tell. I can tell you 100%, nobody will find out. Nobody will find out. And I am influential enough. For all these reasons, I helped you before, I've given you material benefit now, and I am wanting to go to Mecca on my pilgrimage, you must help me. For all these reasons, you must help. Otherwise, he paused. He agreed. Pardon agreed. If you look at the conversation, you see it's completely materialistic conversation. It's just giving him money and telling him, do this. And he agreed. Sanatana Goswami escaped. He escaped. And he went away. He went away and he got his assistant, one Ishan, to go with him. He had left all his money, already finished his money. He thought that he should not take any money. So he went through the forest, took Ishan. In the forest there was a special inn, special staying place. And that person consults an astrologer to find out who are all the clients coming, what money they have. He's a dacoit, he's an innkeeper. He will murder you if you got good money. Somehow he'll take the money from you. He's a professional dacoit. Sanatana Goswami Ishan came and they said, we want a place to stay for the night. It's in the jungle. So that by the look of that innkeeper, that the owner gave a look to Sanatana Goswami and Ishan like this. He immediately found out Sanatana Goswami. The way he looks is something wrong. And he turned around to Ishan and said, did you bring any money with you? He didn't bring anything. So shrewd. You know, you work as a minister. He looked at him and he made out and he said, did you bring anything with you? In whispers, he said, yes, about 8 gold coins with me. He said, you fool, why did you bring this death knell with you? He took out, get all the money. Took out everything and gave it to the innkeeper. He said, this is all I have. I don't have anything with me. Let me take 1 gold coin around and give it to my servant. He has to go back. I'm giving you everything that I have. The innkeeper immediately smiled and said, you read my mind. I was planning to kill you to take this 8 gold coins. Don't worry. He took the money. And Sanatana Goswami told me, I'll just sleep for the night here and I'll send this servant back tomorrow. Please give me help to cross and go. He said, don't worry, you surrendered all your money, sleep peacefully. Peacefully, Sanatana Goswami slept. I'm just trying to tell you, Sanatana Goswami is so shrewd and sharp materially, highly learned, very intelligent. Just by the look of that innkeeper, he found out this fellow is going to do something to me. Kill me. In this way, he slept the night, and the next morning, he took Isha and said, take this, go now. Don't come with me. He said, no, I want to be. He said, I don't need you with me. You can go. And he went alone. He crossed across and then he met his nephew. His nephew was called Shrikant. He met his nephew and said, uncle, where are you going? And he told him the whole story. I'm escaping, I'm going, don't tell anybody about it. He said, you're going like this? You don't even have a proper thing to wear. He said, that's the way to go across, otherwise dacoits will attack you. He said, at least it's very cold. And he gave a new woolen blanket, a shawl, and put it around his uncle, Sanatana Goswami. At least take this and go. How will you rest in the night somewhere? So he got a new woolen shawl. He took that and he went. In Varanasi, I think he lands up in Varanasi or Prayag. Lord Chaitanya is there. And he is with, I think, Chandrasekhar. He's with Chandrasekhar Acharya. And he tells him, Sanatana Goswami arrives at this place. He's very tired. He's been away for a long time, grown up hair, beard, and with his shawl around him, not eaten anything. He's sitting there on the doorstep. And Chandrasekhar tells, go outside, there is Sanatana Goswami waiting. Call him and bring him inside. Chandrasekhar goes out. And he looks around here and he looks at this, bearded fellow with this thing like a beggar. It must not be Sanatan Goswami. He just looks like everybody. And looks around and says, Sanatan Goswami, he thought should be a shaved head, nice looking Brahmana scholar. This is what he's heard about him. So he went back and told, there is nobody there. There is no Sanatan Goswami there. And then Lord Chaitanya looked at him and said, is there anybody there at all sitting? So there is one Daravesh. Daravesh means like a hippie. Some fellow there, like a beggar sitting there. Then Lord Chaitanya said, he only, call him. He is a Sanatan Goswami. Just went and brought him inside. And very nicely, Lord Chaitanya embraced Sanatan Goswami. Looking like a beggar with torn cloth and this shawl around him and feeling very tired look. He embraced Sanatan Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami prayed to Lord Chaitanya, fell at his feet, and he said, Ami Krishna nahi jani. I don't know Krishna. आपने रे उदार हेतु तुम्हारा कृपा. I am getting elevated only by your mercy. Actually, I don't know Krishna, I don't know anybody. You have been merciful to me. You came to Ramakeli, you accepted me, and you gave me direction. So really speaking, I don't know Krishna, but I know you. You have bestowed your mercy on me, and I am saved. In this way, Lord Chaitanya told Chandrasekhar, tell him to take a bath, and give him fresh cloth. Give him new fresh cloth and give him food to eat. He immediately told Sanatan Goswami, please come, I'm so happy to be with you, associations, seva. And he said, these are the fresh cloth I want to give you. Sanatan Goswami said, I don't want any fresh cloth, I want only used cloth. I want only used cloth. Then he said, and then he said, I'll go take my bath and come. At that time when Sanatana Goswami was embraced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one more thing he saw, because he's very shrewd, he saw that in a fleeting glance, Lord Chaitanya also looked at the woolen blanket briefly and kept quiet. Didn't say anything. He noticed that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looking at my woolen blanket. You know what he did? He took the woolen blanket and said, I'll go take bath in the river and come. He went down, took his woolen blanket for going for bath. So I wondered, why are you taking woolen blanket? But he took his woolen blanket. He went down, took his bath, cleaned himself up and everything. Then he saw a Bengali pilgrim sitting there and chanting japa. Very poor man. He has dried his so-called shawl there, full of holes, very old and torn. He went and told him, I'll give you this shawl, will you give me this thing? This old quilt of yours. He said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I mean, this is a new shawl. Why are you giving it to me? He said, I want to give it to you. I want a donation. And I want that instead. He said, fine. I mean, I'm okay. It's good times for me, maybe. He took that torn quilt. It is washed anyway. So he took the torn quilt, put on it after his bath and went back. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glanced at him with the torn quilt. And instantly he became very pleased with Sanatana Goswami at how sharply he has noticed that, what's this new blanket you got? And he told Sanatana Goswami there, very graphically, he said, a physician, when he cures his patient, he makes sure that no trace of the disease is left behind. Right? He just said this to him. What do we understand from this? He told him, when a physician cures a patient, he will make sure that not even a light trace, because it will recover again, there will be a relapse. So he'll make sure that everything is destroyed. He'll give him medication for You won't leave any little bit of the disease left. He said this to Sanatana Goswami. Meaning, why will I? You have left your family, you have left your big post as minister, you have given up your wealth, you've taken so much pain and come here. Why keep the woolen blanket with you? Give that also. Give that also. And I was just thinking about that, and you noticed that and you gave it up. This was the sharpness of Sanatana Goswami. As soon as even Lord Chaitanya lightly noticed a little bit like that, he knew that he's looking at my woolen blanket. I should give this up. These are the type of people the Goswamis were. Right? Renunciation. Right? We know, if you read the Bhagavatam, you'll see about Bharata Maharaj and the deer. Yo dushtajan darasutan sukrit rajyam hridi sprishaha juho yuvaiva malavat uttama shloka lalasa. Dushtajan darasutan. He gave up his wife, his children. Sukrit rajyam hridi sprishaha. Sukrit means friends. Rajya means the whole kingdom he gave. Hridi sprishaha, things that are very close to the heart he gave up. Juho yuvaiva malavat, mala. And he gave it up like passing stool and walking away without even looking back. We don't feel that there's a loss, I should, something has gone out of my body, I should pick it up or something. Stool is meant to be out. Juho yuvaiva malavat. Uttama shloka lalasa, because of a greed for achieving Krishna, he gave it up and went. But he went to the forest and he fell a prey out of affection for the deer. Just a small thing. It grew big and enveloped him completely. Same way here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying, it's good. Sanatana Goswami was very careful. That means I'm very serious about my spiritual life. I have not given up all those things to come here and play the fool. Because next, Chandrasekhar will tell him, there is a Brahmana who has invited you to the house to eat. So why should I go there and eat? I go and beg and get madhukari. Whatever I get, I'll eat. This was Sanatana Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this and became very pleased. That Sanatana Goswami is very determined to practice austerity, to keep myself fit, to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vairagya Vidya, Nijabhakti Yoga, Sikshartam Eka Purusha Purana, Sri Krishna Shariradhari, Yastum Aham Prapadye. This to teach us Vairagya Vidya, the science of renunciation. Nija Bhakti Yoga, deep Krishna consciousness. Sikshartam Eka Purusha Purana, that Purana Purusha Krishna, he has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, teaches how to easily renounce, the science of renunciation. Nija Bhakti Yoga. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching Sanatana Goswami. You want to be a lover of Krishna? If you want Krishna to give that mercy to you, it is mentioned that Krishna gives mukti easily, but bhakti he gives very carefully. There's a shloka in the Bhagavatam that says, when Vidura is speaking, he returns, Vidura goes away and then he returns after the war, and he comes to take Dhritarashtra back. At that time he meets with Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira is very happy to meet with Vidura. And that time Vidura is telling that you don't know, or maybe you know, that Krishna is everything for you. He's your cousin, he's your worshipable deity, he's your messenger, he's your chariot driver. What not is he for you? Right? And I understand that Krishna has given himself to you because you are devotees. Muktir dadati karihichit smana bhakti yogam. Mukti he gives actually very easily. But like he's doing to you, bhakti, he never gives so easily. He's selling himself to you. He's staying with you. And if you say go to, Dhritarashtra, and work out a whole peace thing. You're going and doing it. Krishna is going and doing it like a messenger. All this is possible because you're devotees, right? And this is very rare. Krishna will not give himself up like this. Mukti he will give very easily. Bhakti he will not give so very easily. Because it means that he will become subservient to his devotee. And he's carrying out orders like that. So Sanatana Goswami was serious about Krishna consciousness, serious about Bhakti. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very nicely giving instructions to Sanatana Goswami. You will see that in a series of lessons with him, he will give instructions to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami will understand it so wonderfully, so nicely. And he will give him order to come to Vrindavan to unearth holy places. And then he will ask him to write Vaishnava Shiksha, how Vaishnava should behave, what they should do, what they should not do. And Sanatana Goswami wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas and so many amazing instructions for devotees so that they'll understand the essence of the Vedic scripture. Understand the essence that getting Krishna Bhakti is the topmost. It makes you rich. Sanatana Goswami gave up everything material. He was very rich. But he got attracted by the richness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's association and the process of bhakti and love that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving him. Right? So I said that Krishna Bhakti, Prema, Tinera Mahadana. These three are the greatest treasures for a devotee. Value systems completely change for a devotee. For a devotee, he'll do anything. He will spend all the money in the world to get bhakti. Like Sanatana Goswami said, gold, take it, how much ever you want. Just leave me. I want to go and serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So money becomes valueless. I'll spend money to get bhakti. If there is need to bribe the warden, I'll do that with the money. But what is value to me is bhakti, devotional service to Krishna. So in the chapter, Prabhupada explains how devotional service is the greatest treasure of the living entity. And how he must do anything and everything to secure it. He must do anything and everything to get it. That is the process of Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, we are given a process by Bhaktivedanta Swami, but don't think this is just a regular ritualistic process. Sadhana I do alone. This sadhana, when you do, it awakens bhakti in you. It is so powerful. Why? It is bhakti sadhana. We do service to Krishna. We offer it to Krishna and say, this is to please you. Be pleased with me. And Krishna bestows prema. It's only Krishna who can give you bhakti. Bhakti is not coming automatically because you perform sadhana. It's not that I've chanted my 16 rounds here, I've done everything, now you have to give me bhakti. It's not like that. It's not like that. It is coming by the mercy of Krishna, who come through his devotee, through his pure devotee. It will come by Krishna directly giving it to you, like Krishna gave to Bali Maharaj. He picked up Bali Maharaj and gave it to him although he was an asura. He is free to do what he wants. But as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna has become very generous with bhakti. That is the amazing thing. He is willing to give it to anybody who simply chants Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So sometimes we should not think that we are great people because we are able to understand a few things about Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we got a little slate of that tongue and we can speak it and we can preach it and all that. You must always understand that it's because of Lord Chaitanya that has become possible. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, what is it? There's a shloka that says, all glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a person who is unfit can preach the scripture to others. Forget that shloka. One who is not knowledgeable, not born in a Brahmin family or something like Sanatana Goswami and all, very common person. He develops a little faith, starts chanting Hare Krishna and reads, immediately gets enlightened about the knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavad, and he gives it to others. And they also become enlightened and they also become devotees. Lord Chaitanya is working through using as instrument anybody who has a little faith and a little understanding, that he can talk to somebody and tell them, please chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita. This movement is spreading by simple people, not very complicated, not great scholars now, very sincerely sharing Krishna consciousness. I believe in it. I am not a very, very highly educated fellow, but this thing is doing something to me. I'm feeling good. And I should share it with others. Everybody gets effused and a certain type of enthusiasm comes. You engage in Sankirtan, you engage in sharing Krishna consciousness and hearing. You feel, I want to share this with somebody else. People whom I know very well, my relatives, my parents, my acquaintances, my friends, my in the workplace, my people. I want to share it. That feeling comes inside. And that's induced by Krishna. Because why? You're simply understanding and you're simply happy about it. But sometimes as devotees go ahead in life, they complicate themselves, thinking that I am preaching. I preached to him and made him a devotee. Slowly you may think that I am the doer. And then that novel feeling of that soft Krishna consciousness and Krishna using instruments slowly becomes different. Right? So if you allow yourself to be an instrument, see Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they very carefully avoided any amount of little quantum of pride, little quantity of pride also. They were very careful about governing and managing their situation, not get proud. I'll simply remain an instrument of Krishna. You can use me as you want. And I am a nobody. The humility of Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami is very interesting. It's not artificial. In front of Krishna, they feel it. This is my position. I am a part and parcel of you. I am eternally your servant. But I have fallen from my position. Right? I beg of you to please be kind to me and give your mercy to me. Pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by eagerness to be Krishna conscious. So, I think if we be simple, simply chant Hare Krishna and read Prabhupada's books and get a simple understanding, ask questions, understand it nicely, render service, you can be moving very fast ahead. It's not that you have to be born in a Brahmin family and know so many things, everything. If you know the crux, practically, you can offer it to somebody else. They'll take it up, they'll become Krishna conscious. So, there's another shloka in the Bhagavatam that says, Kavi Karnapura is saying, not in the Bhagavatam or in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. All glories to that age of Kali, when uneducated people will chant the holy name and get up and defeat highly learned scholars. That's Kavi Karnapura's. Why? Because of the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they'll get up and defeat scholars with very simple things, which they have completely missed out. If you look at the Leela of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya getting the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's very wonderful. She was, the patience of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house with a plan to actually become a student of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya under his insistence. 7 days. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will teach him Vedanta Sutra. You are a young sannyasi, you don't know all these things, and it's not very good. I will teach you. And he's okay, you can teach me. And he sat down and heard it. It's very amazing. Vedaischa sarver ahameva vedya vedanta krit vedavid evachaham. He tells in the Bhagavad Gita. But here, he's sitting and hearing for 7 days from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Very patiently. At the end of it, you keep on be with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and every day you're looking at his face and keeping on explaining to him for hours together. Definitely something will happen to you. It's not about what you're teaching. It's about the fact that you're having association. Irrespective of what you're teaching. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will sit and look at him every day and sit with him, and whatever you're talking may be not very good. But he's listening to you. So gradually Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's mind also changed. Became very attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very peaceful, very nice looking. Ajanulambita bhujo kanakavadato sankirtanaika nipuno kamalaya-taksho. His eyes, it seems, this thing goes almost up to the ears. His eyes blossoming like a lotus petal, always filled with tears, and tears falling down. From his mouth always Krishna, 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 Krishna will come automatically. It's not an ordinary personality. Nobody can be without getting attracted. Because it's mentioned that was his weapon. His form was his weapon. He didn't carry any weapon, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, and Gada and this thing and all that. Parshuram, he carried the mace. Rama, he carried the bow. Balaram, he carried the hala. No weapons. His weapon was his personality, his beauty, his behavior, his very smooth, nice, sweet talking. Hearing all these people were just floored. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very hard Mayavadi person. But he melted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was gradually falling in love with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Means appreciating him and learning to. It was happening, and Lord Chaitanya was making it happen patiently. And then at the end of that week, he asked, "What yaar, 7 दिन से बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. At least you'd ask some question. I have this doubt." He's sitting like Brahman, like this, and say something. He told, because he's a Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, so he's a scholar. He said, "Why don't you talk something?" And then very quietly, smoothly, very sweetly, Lord Chaitanya said, "Vedanta Sutra I know, but what you're explaining, that I'm not able to understand." One sentence he told. And that irritated Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya so much. "Oh, you know? Really? Let me hear what you know. Because I've been speaking for 7 days. You didn't even tell me this. When I told you that you don't know, you're a young sannyasi simply dancing and chanting, you should be reading Vedanta Sutra. You didn't say anything, so I'm teaching you Vedanta Sutra. 7 days you're listening, at the end of it you're telling, Vedanta Sutra I know. And I don't understand your explanation." How irritating it will be to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He said, "Okay, let me hear you. Vedanta Sutra you know. You don't know who I am. I am Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And let's hear your commentary on Vedanta Sutra." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke Vedanta Sutra very smoothly, very simply, with the main things in it. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was completely stunned. This person sitting quietly for 7 days is so deep. He's speaking that Vedanta Sutra in so simply in an understandable way. And that I am now understanding Vedanta Sutra. Actually, I wouldn't understand it. And for 7 days I spoke something else to him. At the end of the 7th day, he speaks the real Vedanta Sutra to me. As he was speaking, he was understanding that, my gosh, this is that Narayana which the Veda speaks about. He is that same person the Upanishads speak about. He is sitting in front of me. How can he explain to me otherwise? I am Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Nobody has ever explained to me like this, the Vedanta Sutra. He must be that person. Because Gopinath Acharya, his son-in-law, is a very great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He both are very well educated and very well learned. He will argue with him saying that you don't know who has come to your house. You carried him and came, he fainted in the temple, you brought him, no? You see, he was lying down, very beautiful looking. It was 7 feet almost. So he said, you don't know who's sitting, is lying in your house. And someone said, oh really? Who is he? Sarcastically, who is he? Do you know that he is Parabrahman? He is that person whom the Vedas speak about. Oh, really? I have read the Vedic scripture. I am not able to understand that he is that person from whatever I have read. He told him. Gopinath Acharya told him, that is because you have not got the mercy of the Lord that you are not able to see it. Then another side, oh really? How am I to know that you have got the mercy and I have not got the mercy? That you please tell me. And Gopinath Acharya told him, I have got the mercy because I am able to understand that he is the Supreme Lord. And you are not able to understand, so therefore you do not get the mercy. Oh, wonderful logic. And we'll talk about it later. This is what was the conversation when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Now, Swami Bhattacharya remembered, gosh, what he said is correct. This is the Parabrahman. And Lord Chaitanya is slowly revealing himself to him because he's a very intelligent person. And at that time, Swami Bhattacharya fell down and held Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. He said, what a great mistake I have done. I have done a very big mistake. And he started crying at the feet of Lord Chaitanya and said, I am very sorry. I am such a puffed up first person. I thought I know, but I actually don't know. And you have, revealed it to me that you are the Supreme Lord. Sarvabhauma, he called out to Sarvabhauma, Sarvabhauma, I came to see you only. It's not that I fainted in the temple. I actually came to your house to liberate you. And now it is achieved. And he showed him 6-handed form as Rama, Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Kamandalu, Sannyas. And an amazing form he saw. And from then onwards, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya completely changed. Completely changed. Such a complicated person and a very intelligent person, a scholar, but he completely changed. It's not that everybody needs to be like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in terms of learning. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. In Adi Shankara's parampara, unless you are sannyasi, you will not get liberated at all. Everybody has to take sannyas. Otherwise, forget it. You grahastha, you forget it. You can forget it. You can be born again. But in Lord Chaitanya is the same. Anybody, some of his best preachers are all grahasthas only. Lord Chaitanya's Sishyas. Anybody, like I mentioned the other day, I think today, talked the story of Raghunandan and Mukunda. Yeah, that child, Raghunandan, he is a devotee. He can preach. He's preaching to his father. And father has accepted him as guru. So you'll see all these things in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's moment. Anybody who is simple, has faith, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kohile Shuddrida Nischaya Krishna Bhakti Kohile Sarva Karma Krita Hoya. That the faith that this is wonderful. I'll chant Hare Krishna and render devotional service to Krishna. Krishna Bhakti Kohile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Everything will become perfect. The person who has that conviction, He has faith. Simple faith. I have heard. So people develop faith very easily by chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita, and knowing about Prabhupada. It's magic. And you can give it to others. And it's a revolution that Krishna is using as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anybody and everybody to carry on this message. So it's golden period. I too can say, I too would like to be part of it. The Sankirtan movement. I too like to chant Hare Krishna. Simply understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Serve Him and give it to others. Don't be complicated. Control lust, greed, anger, envy, everything, and don't allow it to spoil the whole experience of Krishna consciousness. Because the devotee who gives Krishna consciousness starts enjoying bliss. And that's mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. You give Krishna prema and you render service, you give it to others, you enjoy transcendental bliss. So, in Sanatana Goswami's Leela, in Rupa Goswami's Leela, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's many different wonderful Leelas that he performs, you can see that there is no discrimination of any sort. Right? Kiba, what is that? Kiba Nyasi Shudra. What is that? Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Shudra Kenanoi Ye Krishna Tattva Veta Sei Guru Hoi. It doesn't matter, you don't have to be a sannyasi, don't have to be a brahmana, vipra. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi, shudra kenanoi, even if you are a lowest of the caste. If you know Krishna Tattva Veda, then you can be a guru. You can give it to others and guide them. Knowledge of Krishna. So this great knowledge of Krishna, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has given it. And he did not discriminate. He went to Africa and gave it. He went to Australia and gave it. He gave it in America. He gave it everywhere. Everywhere. According to the time, place and circumstance. I was very moved to see in one Vyasa Puja book, Prabhupada speaking to some workers in Hyderabad farm who work there. I was told this from the farm. You know, bearded people and sitting like this, all of them in front of him, some 5-6 people. And he's telling them, you should chant Hare Krishna, you should worship Krishna. I was very moved to see that there's no, Prabhupada just sees everybody as spirit soul and he should get Krishna. Doesn't matter you are rich, you are very educated, you are not this. The way he looks at people is, poor soul, I should give him Krishna consciousness. I should give him Krishna consciousness. This is the meaning of a saint. It's the meaning of a saint. So we should remain very grateful to Prabhupada and we should please him by following what he has told us to do. That's what will please Prabhupada. I have understood Prabhupada, I have done it and I am enjoying Krishna consciousness, I am giving it to others. Prabhupada will become very pleased with you. Thank you for understanding. Very humbly Prabhupada will always say, thank you for doing this. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for extremely humble, although doing such a massive service. So these are great devotees. We learn from them how to remain humble, how to become qualified to preach Krishna consciousness, to practice Krishna consciousness and share Krishna consciousness. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj ki
Jai. Any question or comment you have?
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj, for a wonderful lecture today. Maharaj, you just started with a point that in the beginning of the class that if you don't have a bhakti, Krishna bhakti, you are poor. Perhaps maybe
No, the right phrase Prabhupada uses, one who is not connected with Krishna suffers poverty.
Sorry, yeah. So you got it correctly. So in what context this actually, so you have to give me some more understanding of this statement.
No, I stated there Sanatana Goswami's life history of how he was materially very rich and how he went to the point of noticing that Lord Chaitanya has watched my woolen blanket. That also I'll give off. Because he understood value for bhakti is what I should look at. None of these things matter. In that way, he pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about his seriousness and dedication and determination. Right? So he got the blessings of Lord Chaitanya. He became very successful, he became very rich with Krishna Bhakti.
So it is referred to the spiritual wealth, not material wealth.
Obviously, Krishna Bhakti is beyond spiritual wealth also. It's devotional wealth. It's devotional wealth. Understanding that I am spirit soul is spiritual wealth. It gives you great ananda. The Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yasva atmarati revasyat atmatraptasya manavaha atma santushtaha. All this, it describes the person who is self-realized. Understand, aham brahmasmi. But we are speaking about love of Krishna and devotional service, which is more than that. That is richness.
Just connection to
Bhakti
the
is wealth.
Okay.
Devotion is such a great wealth that it attracts Krishna to you. Krishna comes looking for bhakti.
Just on the same point of generating wealth. So, like in this Kali Yuga, there are many ways to means to generate wealth, but not necessarily in accordance to the Shastra, the code of the religious principles and protocols. So, how, please can you shed some light, Maharaj, how we can generate wealth in accordance to the principles and codes of Shastric.
Whatever principles and codes you follow, whatever your karma is, that much wealth only you can generate. But you may work for some company to generate wealth. You will get only limited wealth. You are working for some company, the company is generating wealth. But they give you a very minuscule, small portion of it. That's all your wealth is, because that is your karma. Isn't it? So generate wealth and all that, and they talk a lot about unequal wealth distribution. And income should be, everybody should get the same wealth. There's all sorts of talk going on, right? Actually, that's not the way it is. Some people are rich and they are rich by their karma. Some people are poor and they are poor by their karma. But the thing about Vedic tradition is, the poor man and the rich man both sit together and speak about Krishna. That is, the value system is very different. In Krishna book, you will see, in Bhagavatam 10th canto, same Krishna book, you will see that Krishna went to Bahulashava, the great king, and he also goes to that devotee's name, Shraddha, what is his name? Shraddhadeva. What's the devotee's name? I forget. I'm a little brain dead today, tired. What's it? Starting with S. You'll see that that's a chapter there. Krishna visits Bahulashva. Simultaneously, Krishna goes to both. Both of them tell Krishna, please come to my home. And Krishna gets a royal welcome in Bahulashva's kingdom. Brahmanas standing and stuti. And it's a huge, opulent welcome he gets. Same time, Krishna also goes, simultaneously goes to both people's houses. In this Shraddhadeva, whatever his name is, I forget, in his house, he is alone in a small hut. He sees Krishna coming with the sages coming to his house, few sages. He stands in front of his house and loudly chants the name of Krishna and waves his chadar like this. This is the welcome he's giving. So, amazing it is reading there. He's doing his best to welcome Krishna with whatever he has. Okay? And it's mentioned there he stood in front of the hut, which is small kotiram. It's a simple poor Brahmana. And the door was open and he had spread mats there with water and some fruit. Or he stood outside and welcomed Krishna and shook the each other like this, and shout. And then Krishna was very happy to go to his house, and along with the sages, partake of fruit and all this thing had given. But on the other side, Krishna was enjoying a huge feast. Both of them devotees. Both of them devotees, and Krishna reciprocated with their devotion. And both know each other. This Brahmana, poor Brahmana, and the king know each other. So in Vedic system, you will say, that's my karma, that's my creation. But we are discussing Krishna, absolute truth. Is equality in that. We're all together in that. It's very clear that karma separates me. Materially, there is diversity. But I am united when we get together to serve Krishna. Right? So I think that should be understood.
Just one last point on the same question. So then, how we can cultivate the mindset of giving generously, like whatever the wealth one destined to earn, how we can actually cultivate the mindset of giving generously.
Simply give.
Like the mindset of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami.
See, Prabhupada has asked how to be sincere. And Prabhupada said, just be sincere. Certain things is like, you just have to do it. Nike shoes, just do it. So, it's your duty as a grahastha to be generous. It's your duty as a grahastha to share your earning for Krishna consciousness. And do something for the welfare of humanity through Krishna consciousness. Just do it. So, yeah, somebody else said.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, thank you for the very nice class. That was pronounced to you. So I've got one translation which you were looking for, that I wish for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. You're on a fallen person. It's actually Adi Leela 13 first.
Read it out, yeah.
I wish the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even one who's fallen can describe the pastimes of the Lord.
Yeah. Anantadbhut Adbhuta Ishwariyam, I think that's a shloka.
Saprasiddhanto Chaitanya Devo Yasya Prasadataha Tallila Varnane Yogya Shadya Shad something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay, there are
Maharaj,
several
one
shlokas.
question I have. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami in Ramakeli, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you mentioned that, give up your humility. Why he says that?
Because he knows who they are. They are genuine, sincere devotees of him. And their humility, he said, Dhainya chada tumi, tumare dhainya fate moramana. There is a relationship. And their humility is genuine. And therefore he said, stop it. I don't want to, you to feel like this. So, it's a genuine expression. What can I say? When somebody is genuinely humble and is actually going through it, because they were going through the torture of the Nawab Hussain Shah and their feelings of being called Dabir Khas and Sakara Malik and being cut away from opportunities to serve. And they were thinking that we are cursed to work with these type of people. He's a cow eater and I'm serving him. So I must be really low. These are all experiences that they are going through. So they felt very low in front of Lord Chaitanya. Look at our situation. We plead you, please do something for me. So Lord Chaitanya said, I'm initiating you. You give up your humility, don't worry. I reassured them. So it's a genuine thing. Somebody comes to you and begs, I'm in this situation, do something for me. And you do something for them because you feel, wow, this is real bad. I want to do something for this person. So, but the same thing extrapolated on a higher level, it's about mercy, it's about Krishna consciousness and everything. This is a very high-class discussion between very high-class people who have devotion to Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can't look at it in an ordinary way. It's a high-class discussion about high-class humility. Not humility to do with, Prabhu, please give me a job, I don't have any money. That is a different material humility and all that. As soon as he gets money and becomes fat, he'll start showing his pride. Yeah, Prabhupada says in the purport in Bhagavad Gita, he says that some people will come to Krishna consciousness, once their karma changes, they will leave. That's not the humility we are talking about. This is a different humility.
Maharaj, on another note, you talked about Vairagya Vidya. Yeah, now science of renunciation. So two areas Sanatana Goswami expressed this: the 8 gold coins where he gave up, and the woolen blanket that he gave up. So how to cultivate this mindset of the complete renunciation?
We don't do that immediately now. For Sanatana Goswami, it was time to do that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu facilitated that at that point of time. Similarly to Raghunath Goswami, he told him, you go back home. Yata yogya buncha anashakta hona. Without getting attached, you enjoy your grasa life. Very soon Krishna will show you mercy. Right now you go back. And he did not like it very much, Raghunath. Oh, I thought I'll liberate myself right now. You go back. Your duty is to stay in the ashram and you do the needful. So for different people, different folks, different strokes, according to the situation and circumstance, we follow it. For Raghunath Das Goswami, that was renunciation. To stay inside the house then we remain unattached first. That was renunciation you're supposed to practice. So renunciation is not about your physical situation, your varnashrama situation, everything. Renunciation means attraction to Krishna. Then only you can renounce. It's not dry renunciation alone. If you're attached to Krishna and you have started becoming curious at least, and then knowledgeable, and then attracted, and then loving Krishna, and all that series of things you'll see in the Nectar of Devotion mentioned, then it's easier and easier to renounce. Till then, don't artificially renounce. Keep chanting Hare Krishna and serving and associating and reading. Be practical. That's all.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. Om Tat Sat.